Glitch City, 2070X AD. A city that shouldn't exist. A tax haven where corporations and criminal empires reign supreme. In this place, all human life has been infected with nanomachines to keep them in check. Over them stand the White Knights, who ensure that a corrupt government's laws are obeyed. Here, brutality in all its forms is an everyday reality. The quality of life for the non-powerful decreases at an alarming rate. For many, this can be overwhelming. Some devote themselves to their jobs, their families, or even their studies. Some look for ways to escape this place, and others just give up. But for many of them, the answer lies at the bottom of a glass. On a small road just seconds away from the main street, somewhere near the slums, you can find the Hall A of the BTC certified bar coded VA-11. But that's a mouthful, so we just call it Valhalla. A small oasis in the middle of the concrete desert, a fountain of spirits waiting for tired souls. And it's here where this story unfolds. Friends, family, and all other wonderful viewers, welcome to Cyberpunk Bartender Action, Valhalla, version 1213. Goodbye, Miss Bartender. Made by Sukuban Games and published by Jesper Games in 2016, Valhalla, as you can see, is a cyberpunk game. It takes place in a bar, and we, as the main character, will serve our patrons to the best of our abilities. We're going to start a new game. Thank you for playing Valhalla. This game is best played getting comfortable, so grab some drinks, some snacks, and enjoy. So sit back and relax. We hope you have a good time. For context, I have my Valhalla pub glass ordered from Fangamer, filled to the brim and nice and foamy with lemonade. And I have sitting next to me my Jill and Dana plushie, ordered directly from Jesper Games website. And I also have my limited run games Valhalla, both sets, boxes, sitting next to me, along with my Jill's Boss Break coaster that comes with the PS Vita version. So I'm surrounded by Valhalla merch, and I'm as happy can be. So let's get started. Hey, psst. Hey, over here. Boo! How's that for an entrance? Come on, Joe, look sharp. The game's starting and the player needs a good first impression of its main character. I know you served a bunch of tuxedo-clad corgis over the weekend, and the bar will eventually close. And I'll admit, my little prank on you might have gone a bit overboard. But remember, life is 90% of how you take it. Stay focused and look at the brighter side of things. I have no idea what the brighter side is, but you should totally find it. In any case, you should totally check out that parcel you just got. See ya! Oh. It's just a dream. There's something near the door. Chapter 1, Primera. And if you were playing the PS4 version, you get a trophy that says, Primera means the start. Your membership to Shining Fingered will automatically renew on the 17th. Make sure your account has at least $800 by then. Make sure to save your data using the Life Backup app. You can now browse the augmented eye. 4 says, so, who was that letter from? And Jill says, nobody. So, welcome to Valhalla's main UI screen from when we're not doing bar-related things. This is Jill's house. She has a poster hanging up of Best Boss, who we'll likely get to see. We have a suspicious-looking cardboard box that we may or may not recognize. We have Jill's favorite slut t-shirt, which you can buy from Jesper Games' website. And we have a big movie lump of fur. That's 4, our cat. And Jill's wallpaper is of her boss and herself. Alright, hold to unlock. Tuesday, December 13th. Welcome, Jill. We have the Augmented Eye app. We have the music player. We have our life backup app where we can save and load our games. So, every time we're here, we'll try and read 1 or 2 articles that capture our interest and hopefully expand the world of Valhalla. I don't want to read every single one of them, but I would at least like to read a majority of them. Alright, we'll read this one. Cyborg in Heels returns next year. Cyborg in Heels returns next year to the Super Silver Thunderdome by Lana Smithy. The popular show, Cyborg in Heels, returns to the Dome this March, with tickets going on sale in January. Cyborg in Heels is a massive stage show about a cyborg fighting terrorism while wearing heels. Director Quentin Hayter explains Cyborg in Heels' special appeal during an exclusive interview with the Augmented Eye. What's not to love about it? It's a cyborg wearing heels, cutting stuff. That's literally something we've never seen before. A niche market I'm willing to capitalize on. Check out the full interview in the next few days, exclusively here at the Augmented Eye. Forrest says his acting is unnatural, and Jill says, I don't think he cares about the rules of nature anyway. So, what I very much like about this entire article is, 1, Cyborg in Heels is very clearly a reference to to Raiden from the Metal Gear Solid series, and mainly his appearance in Metal Gear Rising, where he's his own character. The Super Silver Thunderdome is probably a reference to Mad Max, the Thunderdome. And director Quentin Hayter seems to be a mashup of the last names of Quentin Flynn and David Hayter, respectively the voices of Raiden and Solid Snake. So that's something you gotta know their voice actors' names to, get. And finally, the last reference in this entire debacle is Jill referencing Rules of Nature, which is the most popular song in Metal Gear Rising. Because it goes, Rules of Nature! So, we will read Mass Immigration Continues as. Mass Immigration continues as Quincy reveals new economic adjustment by Kimberly Lavalette. With inflation rates among the highest in the world, constant shortages of basic groceries, and rampant violent crimes, Glitch City citizens look for a better life in other countries. Quincy, however, isn't happy with this. They learn in our schools and universities, the Prime Minister said during a talk with the Augmented Eye, but they apply what they learn somewhere else, and I find that rather insulting. This comes after revealing the new economic measures for the city, which most analysts consider to be useless for the current environment. They don't know shit, concluded Quincy. Forrest says, would you leave? And Jill says, not without you. So, good to know we wouldn't abandon our cat. And that should be all for now. So, let's go to work. But, before we get started, I'd just like to take a moment to say that Valhalla is in my top 3 favorite games of all time. I'll recommend it to anyone and everyone who has a passing interest in cyberpunk stories, visual novels, or games with unique characters. And I did a couple takes before this, going on and on and on about how great it was and how yada yada yada, but I think it's better to show rather than tell. So let's go to work. Tuesday, December 13th. Good evening. Hey there, Jill. Oh, hey, John. When will you admit you have a John face, Gil? When you let people call you Jules. This is Gillian. Currently, he's smugging it up. But we'll get into his name, Gillian, a little bit later. Later in the series. Be quiet. Are you okay? You look distracted. Where's boss? Don't know. She went out to buy some stuff and, did you hear what I just told you? You said something? Yes, that you look distracted. Very, very distracted. It's nothing. I'm just thinking about stuff. What stuff? Well, I have to pay rent by the 30th, which is always stressful, and... rent. There's also the fact that I spent a full hour yesterday apparently talking to myself. Hey, who's this in the corner? Come back. Not to mention the fact that 2 days ago, I found out the bar is at risk of closing. So what Jill is mentioning here is the prologue of the game, which you can play in the main menu. All you have to do is select it from the top left corner. But I decided to, skip that because that's extra content. And that's for after you finish the game, for a little more context. And the prologue closely resembles the Valhalla beta. So we'll save all that fun stuff for later. But for now, we're gonna continue our reading and listening session. So not only is my life being shaken up, I'm apparently going crazy. On top of that, Neutering 4 left me with a completely empty wallet, and I'll get evicted if I miss rent again. And there's all the beer cans around my apartment that's messy, and... Jill! Sorry, did you say something? Can you really work today? Of course I can. How insulting. Let's go through the basics then, shall we? Just in case. What? And throughout this series, I will be doing what I call imaginative descriptions of the world. Or I'll just be describing what these ellipses mean or characters' reactions, because I know this game pretty well. And I can do a very, very good job of conveying what the characters are expressing. This one's pretty simple. So, Jill looks at Gil and gives him a very annoyed look. And she maybe rolls her eyes a little bit, but she'll shut up for now. If you can make a piano man, I'll skip the rest, but bear with me for a second here, okay? And Jill rolls her eyes again. Let's start with the sugar rush. Look for the recipe used in the navigation bar in the recipe book that will show up on the top left. You can also sort drinks by flavors like sweet or types like manly. Drag the desired amount of ingredients from their cells on the right to the shaker in the center. Gil. When done, press the mix button and then press it again to stop mixing. Click the serve button or the drink itself to serve it, and that'll be all. Oh, but if the drink looks messed up, you'll need to press the reset button and try again. You can press reset anytime, even while the shaker is moving. Don't be afraid to use it. Gil, I'm the one who went through the formal BTC instruction. Then this should be no problem. Gil wants either a sugar rush or a piano man. If I mess with the ingredients or the drink, I can press the reset button and try again. Alright, so this is our navigation bar where we can look up drinks and whatnot. So we can search it by name, as Gil said, flavor, types, or finally, bottled drinks, which we currently have a fedora with perfume and a plum. Every drink here is priced at $500 Dana. So, seeing as this is not a beginner-friendly playthrough, because I'll be doing all sorts of tips and tricks and secrets and all that fun stuff, I won't be relying heavily on explaining every little mechanic about the world. I will do my best to explain narration or, make this enhance the story somewhat. But anything to do with gameplay that's instruction or whatnot, I'll glance over it or I'll do my best just to get as fast the dialogue as possible. So anyway, we're going to make a piano man because otherwise Gil will go through explaining how the game works. And this is the drink itself. And here I will be reading everything on this screen and doing my best to convey how fun it all is. I don't know what I'm saying. A piano man. It's 2 Adelhyde, 3 Bronson extract, 5 powdered delta, 5 Flanaguide, and 3 Carmotrine, all on the rocks and mixed. This drink does not represent the opinions of the Bar Pianists Union or its associates. Its tags are sour, promotional, and string. Its cost, $320. So, Adelhyde, 1, 2, 3 Bronson extract, 1, 2, 3, 5 powdered delta, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 flounder guide. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 3 karmatrine. 1, 2, 3. All on the rocks. And mix. So for mixing, you can do it for 1 second or 2 seconds. And we serve it up. Here. Happy. Yes. Very. I stand corrected. And Gil is actually quite shocked. We just did it and just hand waved him away. Now, let's get to working. Oh yeah, before I forget. You can make any drink big by doubling the amount of ingredients. But if the recipe has over 10 ingredients, the drink is already big. Oh, and if the recipe says it uses optional karmatrine, it means you can use none or fill to the rim. Optional karmatrine doesn't count towards making a big drink, of course. Karmatrine is the alcoholic factor in a drink. It doesn't change the taste, but the amount still has an effect. If you add too much of it, the client will get drunk faster, so please be mindful of that. Are you done with the exposition? Now I am, yeah. Hey guys! Oh, but... who's that? I don't know. I found her while I was out shopping. Why bring her here? Well, it was either leave her outside at the mercy of society's finest, or bring her unconscious body in here. She's going to make such a ruckus when she wakes up. You know that. That's up for you to deal with. I'll be in my office. You can't just push that responsibility onto us. We have work to do, damn it. There's 2 of you. Believe in yourselves. Do you think Chief knocked her out? Nah, that's unlikely. She'd be crying about it or taunting if that were the case. And it's not like her to pick on such a small girl. At least, not unprovoked. Yeah, you're right. We'll just keep it quiet. She seems to be sleeping soundly, not comatose. Yeah. Okay then, time to start the night. Yes, I'll start working while you go clean the bathroom. Come again? While you spent the whole weekend and Monday doing God knows what, we've had some interesting clients come in. Dogs. Lots of them. You're joking. Gil, you've known me for how long now? Do I look like the kind of woman who would make a joke like that? Well... And Gil searches our eyes for any hints of comedy or joking, and he finds none. We are completely and dead serious. So, as punishment for leaving me to deal with that all on my lonesome, you'll be in charge of cleaning the bathrooms. Have fun. Just that? Fine. I see no problem. Where's the cleaning stuff? Here. And use your imagination to depict Jill going underneath the table, grabbing a whole heap of supplies, and she dumps them on the table unceremoniously. You brought all that from home, didn't you? That I did. And Jill smugly smiles. Fine. And with that out of the way, let's play some music on the new jukebox. This model needs to have all its 12 slots filled with songs before it can start. I wonder what was the logic behind that decision. Alright, so here's the jukebox, so we can pick all the songs we want. So, for now, I'm going to pick all the songs in order, and then I'm going to mix it up as we go on. So, Every Day is Night is first. No, never mind. Welcome to Valhalla. Every Day is Night, then a neon light glows. A neon glow lights. Messing Simulation, yada yada yada. Dup, 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 dup. Uemoto. Memento, I mean. And where do I go from here? Alright, ready. Time to mix drinks and change lives. Hey you, give me a beer. Oh, sure, right on it. He wants a beer. He looks like quite the big guy though. So, for the first time, only once, I'm going to look up a beer and read it out loud, because I know how to make beers in this game by heart. It's probably the most ordered drink next to something else, but we're gonna read this once. A beer, $200. A beer is 1 Aldehyde, 2 Bronson extract, 1 powdered delta, 2 Funner Guide, and 4 Karmatrine. All mixed. Traditionally brewed beer has become a luxury, but this one's pretty close to the real deal. Its tags are bubbly, classic, and vintage. Alright, we're gonna mix it and serve it. And just for note, this is the first and probably only time I'm going to mess up a drink on purpose, because this is the correct order, but Jill's dialogue hints he looks like quite the big guy, so it's hinted that he wants a big beer. But let's see how this plays out. Serve it up. Here you go.
No, this is gonna cut it. Give me a big one.
Sure. That beer wasn't enough apparently. So, double it up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fill it up. That's the secret of making a beer in this game. A big beer apparently. Mix, stop. A big beer. And even though it's a nothing, it's the easiest way to squeeze an extra 250 bucks out of this guy. So, whatever. Serve it up. How about this one?
Ah, yes. Now this one's fit for a man like me.
Right, and Jill kind of eyes him warily, but still professionally.
You're lucky I was in a meeting close by. This hellhole could certainly use a presence like mine. Although to be fair, work has taken me to worse hellholes, like New Jersey 3.
Huh. Seems like this client is well traveled. What kind of work do you do, Mr.?
You're talking to Donovan D. Dawson, chief editor and owner of the Augmented Eye. Nothing gets published there without my blessing.
The day started with quite the interesting fellow, it seems. Indeed. So, you're the one to blame for the barrage of daily articles on Alice Rabbit then.
Hey, people love those articles. They love reading about that urban legend. Can you blame them? The idea of some wild card hacker working for their own goals and nobody else's. That's the kind of corny shit that brings the clicks from all kinds of people. And clicks bring money, and money brings nice stuff. Stuff like cars and houses and plastic surgery for the missus and her kids.
Well, I'm not complaining about the fact you write about the hacker, just that you write about them every single day. Some of it isn't even news, just speculations or copycats. I can't reach a newspaper's daily feed without running into at least one article about Alice Rabbit.
Well, first of all, I don't write about it. My interns do. The poor bastards think it'll help make them full-time employees. I'm just capitalizing on this topic while it's popular. And second, you're tired of one article about a supposed hacker, but not all the daily stories about murders and other horrors.
Well, I always filter out that section. I don't want to start my day scared and bitter. I have enough pressure and problems as it is. I don't need to add good cities, lovely citizens to that list.
You're smarter than you look, kid. But more people like you, I'd go bankrupt from the lack of traffic. Still, maybe my job would be easier.
Oh, how so?
People get dissensitive. Fuck it. People get bored of a certain kind of news after seeing it repeatedly. When I started this job, it only took the news of some elderly woman being killed to guarantee clicks. Now you need an elderly woman carrying a sick baby boy getting hit by a truck. Death's not enough. They need a full sob story behind it. That's why I like those urban legends. They're easy to write about, and you can make up any shit you want. Spam them while they're hot, and even people like you, people who avoid the murder stories, will see them. That brings money, and like I said, money's good.
Huh. I guess he has a point. Jill kind of tilts her head back and forth and, settles on sure. Before, what about the opinion columns? Aren't those a good source of traffic too?
Oh, I hate those brats. They just write about how they're better than everyone else. They might also write about how everyone that likes a certain something should be sodomized. The worst part about it is that they know half our clicks come from them, so they get all diva-like on my ass.
I think you're being too harsh. What about, and Jill taps her finger on her lips. No, wait. I was thinking of another newspaper. Yeah, the columnists on your page are annoying.
See? The kid on the restaurant critique column? Shit, I forgot that brat's name.
Restaurant? I believe that's actually...
That kid couldn't care less about his name. Anyway, his column is the least visited of the bunch. He gets less hits than the obituaries. However, he still insisted I keep paying for his adventures to outrageous restaurants. I wouldn't have any problem with that if he actually wrote about half the places he visits.
How so?
He rarely writes about the places the newspaper sends him to. I even heard he tries to get free meals by proclaiming that he's a food critic. Poor bastard only gets laughed at when he says that.
I do remember some guy coming here asking for free drinks, saying he was a critic or whatever.
Did he look like a fat child with a really small face?
No.
Wasn't this one then? Anyway, all this talk made me thirsty. Try to give me a beer this time, please.
Coming right up. Beer again. This man likes his beers. They come cheaper in bulk in the store though. So, Donovan D. Dawson. Clearly a gruff person, but, you know, does his job well, it seems like. You gotta be a hardline boss to, you know, get the job done. Alright, serve it up. Welcome to Valhalla. Here you go.
It's the big things that make life worthwhile.
What about big troubles?
Did I stutter, kid?
Right.
So tell me, do you see many celebrities in this hellhole?
Please stop referring to this place as a hellhole. And Jill gets slightly annoyed.
If a place smells like soap and dog piss, I'm within my constitutional rights to call it a hellhole.
I'm doing my best here, thank you very much.
Who was that?
Nobody important.
Hey, I heard that! Don't be offended by what I say, kid. I'm insulting the building, not you. You can think of it as a small hole in hell rather than a hellish hole if you like.
Charming. And Jill slightly shuts her eyes and gives him a raised eyebrow.
So, celebrities.
Not really. At least not that I know of. Why?
Well, to begin with, you have a serious VIP as a client, but I don't see you losing your shit. You're not making me feel special, honey. And second, because I'm always up for gossip regarding famous people. Especially the red carpet kind of famous. Those folks people pretend to love, but actually want to see fall from grace.
Pretend to love? Fall from grace? And right now Donovan's about to get all Hollywood on us. Very TMZ-like, one might say.
Why do you think that gossip about famous people always sells? People pretending that they love celebs, but they really want to see their idols torn down to their level. They want to see them suffer, to get their comeuppance for daring to be so much more successful than them.
Nah, I think gossip is just something everyone enjoys, but no one wants to admit to enjoying.
You thought wrong, but even if you were right, it wouldn't change the fact that people love that kind of stuff. They want to escape their lives by living somebody else's.
Sadly, I failed to see the appeal in all that. The whole gossip thing. What do I care if this guy I saw in some random movies wearing socks with sandals, or if they're dating God knows who? Granted, socks with sandals is practically a public indecency, but still.
Oh please, as a bartender I bet you have a strong voyeuristic streak. Your kind always loves to hear that stuff. Just like hairdressers. This sounds hypocritical coming from you.
Even if that's the case, I don't sensationalize what people do. I don't make it more than that person from TV acts like a human. You see Jill just tries to write it off, but she knows the truth. She likes gossip. Secretly, I think she's right. Everyone enjoys gossip, but no one wants to admit to enjoying it. And gossip is a touchy thing. You know, it could be in good nature, like, oh, you see Tom whoever is like, oh, he's going to Starbucks and he ordered this drink, and he tells, you know, the reporters, oh, you know, I really like this drink, you know, it's healthy and helps me with my diet. It's like, okay, cool. Or it could be, not good gossip, and falsehoods that only serve to promote, untruth. So it could be like that. Sensationalize is the key word here. Just the other day, I saw this committee judge bitching over what some girl was wearing to the store. No matter what you say, these people don't exist solely to entertain the public.
But the problem exists because they're the ones constantly cultivating the idea that they're perfect and untouchable. Going to exotic locales, dressing in elegant ways, indulging in every luxury they can think of. All that just leaves the public craving for those little moments when they can make a mistake and fall to their level.
Can't say that's a lie, but sometimes the crowd just wants to see that they're human. Hey, that dude who plays the nice guy is indeed really a nice guy. To be fair, the gossip articles don't help. And she glares at Donovan, sensationalizing everything. It feels like they're instigating a behavior that shouldn't even be acknowledged in the first place.
You like your big words, eh, Brett? Well, two can play that game of...
And Jill cocks her head slightly, a little confused. And Donovan rubs his chin, eyes Jill up and down, a little unsettlingly.
Hey, you're a bartender, right?
And Jill fiercely rolls her eyes. No, I'm a lab rat hellbent on world conquest. A Pinky in the Brain reference, but still rolling her eyes fiercely.
Sarcasm wastes my time, my money, and your energy. Refrain from using it.
And Donovan seems to take a tone with us, but we're not having any of it. We roll our eyes again, or whatever mannerisms you want to interject into Jill that conveys we don't give a shit. We don't care. You're whoever.
Anyway, I just realized that a bartender like you must have heard quite a few stories in her career.
Talk about changing topics. Maybe. Why?
Would you like a column talking about those? I bet they would sell quite well.
It would be like the priest who published confessionary stories and then got excommunicated and lynched. People usually tell me all this stuff because they know I'm just a simple bartender. A personal stranger of sorts.
We could have you ghostwriting. Half our staff do that.
They do?
You don't really think Lana Smithy is just one person, do you?
Huh, figures. Anyway, eventually the people from the stories would know it's them and blame me. Not only would that hurt us as a business, it would hurt me. I really like hearing clients rant about their lives. One of the few perks of being a bartender, I guess. Oh, and it would hurt the clients too, I guess. Jill.
Well, if you ever retire, that offer is waiting for you.
Yeah, like you'll remember me 2 weeks from now. And Jill says, sure. And we're gonna mess with the jukebox a little bit. Well, do where do I go from here? Alright. Back in it. Sure. Do you want another drink, Mr. Donovan?
Mr. Donovan? Mr. Donovan.
Did I say something wrong?
Not at all, not at all. I just really like the sound of that. Mr. Donovan. Mr. Donovan.
Is it really that special?
At work, everyone calls me Mr. Dawson, or Boss. Boss is just a title. It's too impersonal and cold.
It is?
Mr. Dawson was my father and grandfather. It's too general. But Mr. Donovan, now that's more like it. They're referring to me, the man in front of them. Not to my family, not to my position as boss, to me.
Do you want your employees to get personal with you, Mr. Donovan?
Oh, gods, no. But I want them to fear me. Not because I'm their boss or the name appearing in their paychecks. Because rather, I strike mortal dread to them. Starting tomorrow, I want to make everybody call me that. Oh yeah, you were asking something? What was it?
A drink. Another one. Do you?
Yes. But I need to cut myself off. I just remembered I have a night shift later. Give me something bitter and big. But not alcoholic. I need to wake myself up.
I can do that. Something bitter, big, but not alcoholic. All right. So, la da 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 da. A sunshine cloud, always the go-to. A sunshine cloud is 2 Bronson extract and 2. Okay, sorry. A sunshine cloud, $150. A sunshine cloud is 2 Adelhyde and 2 Bronson extract with optional Carmatron on the rocks and blended. It tastes like old chocolate milk with its good smell intact. Some say it tastes like caramel too. Its tags are bitter, girly, and soft. I like Sunshine Cloud, but I'm gonna double check for something else, just in case. Let's go with a big gut punch. That sounds right. We'll read it as well. A gut punch, $80. A gut punch is 5 Bronson extract, 1 Flounder guide with optional Carmatron, all aged and mixed. It's supposed to mean a punch made of innards, but the name actually describes what you feel while drinking it. Its tags are bitter, manly, and strong. Alright, so 10 Bronson extracts with 2 Flounder guides. Age, mix. Big gut punch. I think it's the first time I've ever heard of big gut punch before. Here you go.
Paint me blue and call me Sue. You can actually do it. This will help me stay up late tonight. Say, kid, does this bar have any investors?
He didn't call it a hellhole. Huh, how nice. There was some bloke named Sven that wanted to give us money if we stamped his face all over the place. But aside from that, no. These bars are pretty much like any fast food chain, so there are no local investors. Why?
Just wanted to let you know how lucky you bastards are. Investors suck harder than my first wife's mouth.
Charming.
Those bastards think they're so important because they put their money in the company.
Well, that's,
I mean, you give me money so I can make more. Let me do my thing and I'll give you your money. But no, they have to stick their noses and start changing the silliest of stuff. What good is it to be the boss if you still have to work for somebody else?
You still have to answer to unions, the government, and those kind of organizations, don't you?
Yeah, but that's just paperwork. I make somebody else do it and call it a day. These losers ask for meetings. They start talking about stuff they don't like, stuff they found offensive. And there's always that one guy or gal that says, "Hey, why don't you do what that other newspaper does?" Recently they told me they needed more clicks. More clicks. I make sure to keep stuff spicy while keeping production quality up, but it's never enough for them. Well, you know what? They want more clicks. I'll give them more clicks. I'll show them what happens when I do what they want and don't reject ideas. They'll know who the hell Donovan D. Dawson is.
Should I be worried? Nah. Although I'm finally glad that section is over. I've done recordings of this particular section. I don't know how many times. Maybe about 3 or 4. But every single time Donovan comes up, I gotta give him the gruff, badass voice that sounds like he's been chewing on gravel all his life. And it just murders my throat. I love doing it for the effect it has, but goddamn it, does it kill me? Does it kill me? At least he paid before storming off. I wonder what happened with Sven though. We never heard from him again.
Jill!
Yes, Jill says with a cheeky smile.
What the hell happened in the bathroom? That kind of mess usually requires you to have thumbs.
Crafty dogs, I tell you. And Jill strokes her chin sarcastically. You'd think their short legs would hinder them.
The ceiling, the sinks, the toilets, the vents.
Shh! You'll wake up Briar Rose over there.
I won't forget this.
Yeah, I'm sure you won't. That's what you get. Oh, a client. Welcome to Valhalla. What can I...
Give me a big gut punching fast.
Alright. He wants a gut punch? I'll give him a gut punch. Gut punch. Here.
So you can actually do it then.
Uh-huh. And here's the image I want you to paint in your mind. Imagine Jill standing straight up, eyes open, but she is hyper dead inside because she can already tell what kind of conversation this is gonna be, and she is not incorrect in assuming. So she puts on her dead inside face and she disassociates from all forms of meaningful conversation that he may or may not ask for.
This crack house is a bar.
Hellhole. Crack house. Anyone else? Anybody? Anybody? Anybody?
It smells like dog urine and soap. How the hell do you expect someone to feel comfortable in here?
I'm surprised you decided to come to our little crack house after all, mister.
What the hell do you care?
Uh-huh. The payment registry says, sorry for the question then, Mr. Ingram McDougal. Sorry about the smell. We're working on fixing it. There was an incident over the weekend.
But it's Tuesday.
And Jill just smiles just a little bit harder. You know, we all know that kind of smile of, if we stop smiling, we're gonna hit somebody. So we smile just a little bit harder. Please, let me know what I can do to make your experience more pleasant regardless.
If I pay you, will you come with me to a motel for a couple of hours?
No.
Then I have no use for you beyond giving me drinks.
Such pleasant clientele tonight. Rich like wine. Toilet wine. May I ask why you decided to come to our bar then?
Somebody recommended this place to me, and I have absolutely no idea why she likes it. She says she's a regular here and all. I'm starting to doubt her taste.
Oh, a regular. Can I ask who?
No.
And I have a faint idea of who this regular may be, and we will see her later in the game. Fun fact, that said character is my favorite in the game. And Jill, she mentally slaps herself for even for a second caring. She should have known what's gonna happen, so she once again disassociates.
I'll concede one thing. Whoever picks the music at least has decent taste.
Why, thank you.
Hey Jill, where'd you put the dish soap? Gills run out.
It's below the sink where it's always been.
Right. Oh, a customer. Good evening, sir. Hope you enjoy your stay at Valhalla.
So, any other feedback you want to provide the establishment so we can enhance your customer experience?
No. Nothing.
And Ingram carefully eyes Boss as she walks away and disappears. And Jill stops disassociating and comes back to reality. That's an interesting change of heart.
I can't afford to surrender this place knowing she's here.
Oh, you know my boss?
I don't know her, but I know who she is. Dana Zane, the Red Comet.
Is that a Gundam reference?
The woman who fended off mall rioters all by herself, knocking them out cold one by one.
That's an achievement and a title I've never heard before. I know Boss did quite a few things before opening this bar, but that sounds amazing, a little fantastical. Would you happen to know how she got her mechanical arm?
I heard a couple of stories, but they sound too fantastical to be true. Huh.
You've had an interesting change of attitude.
I saw that woman take out armed rioters with her bare hands. Once you see something like that, it's hard not to keep your mouth shut in front of them.
Interesting. And Jill smiles a little bit coyly, and she mentally rubs her chin going, oh, well, this is nice. I enjoy fear-stricken customers who are annoying me. This tastes good. Unfortunately, we gotta calm it down. You can relax though. I've only seen her deal with clients personally about two or three times. One involved class 5 weaponry, the other one a pickup artist. And the latest had an alpaca.
An alpaca?
Not really an alpaca, but there's this woman that owns a textile company. She got really drunk and she started screaming how she was an alpaca. She started spitting on everything, and afterwards, my boss had to show her the exit. I'd rather not remember that night, so let's leave it at that. Can I get you anything else?
Give me a pile driver, please.
What? Please? There's a word I haven't heard today. Coming right up. If you can't tell, fuck this guy. He wants a pile driver. Honestly, I feel like suplexing him though. Oops, I was gonna make a suplex, but I'll make a pile driver instead. I think if you give him a suplex, you get optional dialogue, but we're not gonna screw this up. If you're interested in what that sounds like, buy the game, play it for yourself, see what happens. So, pile drivers, 3 Bronson extract, 3 Flounder guide, and 4 chromatrine, all mixed. It doesn't burn as hard on the tongue, but you better not have a sore throat when drinking it. Its tags are bitter, manly, and banning. Oh wait, I forgot I got RTX on, so that might get all messed up. Bitter, manly, and banning. Its cost is $160. Pile driver. Here.
Huh. It's fine, I guess. Hey lady, have you ever faked an orgasm?
And once again, for the 3rd time today, Jill disassociates. She floats to the spirit realm, and then she goes on a journey. And then, just like that, she comes back. I'm sorry. I think I heard wrong. Which is obvious code for, don't say that again, please. I'm going to politely ignore that.
I asked if you ever faked an orgasm.
Nope. 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 We get no such pleasure of subtlety and, courtesy. No, we don't deserve that. How dare we? That's a question I'm not going to answer.
I'll take that as a yes. I was just thinking about how good a lie can be. I mean, even the most sincere people lie once in a while. Lies can buy you time, lies can make you happy. Reality will come crashing through the door eventually, but for that moment, the lie can give meaning to you.
I say lies are like your porn stash. You know they exist, but you shouldn't acknowledge them.
Does that mean you really faked an orgasm? Because you look like you have a lot of experience.
And we stopped disassociating. We're just about to hit him. We're ready. Still, that's quite the random thought to just suddenly have. Are you perhaps lying about something right now?
Not really. I was thinking about how people making polite comments about this crack house.
Of course you were.
Hey, I'm gonna need another drink here.
Already? Don't you think you're drinking a bit too quickly?
That's my problem, not yours. Give me your Fringe Weaver.
Alright, let's give him a Fringe Weaver. Fringe Weaver, next to the beer, is probably the easiest drink in the game to make. So we're only gonna read it this one time. So, Fringe Weaver, its cost is $260. A Fringe Weaver is 1 Adelhyde and 9 chromatrine, all aged and mixed. It's like drinking athletic alcohol with a spoonful of sugar. Its tags are bubbly, classy, and strong. And just because we don't like him, we're gonna make this a big fringe weaver. Very big. Unfortunately, he's not gonna get drunk no matter how hard I try. We've given this man over 30 things of karmatron. That would get a normal person drunk. But it's all we can do. Try not to drink it too fast, as we say with a sneer, because we just spiked it as hard as possible. That's up to me. Hey lady, have you ever felt empty? Empty how? Like hungry? No, I mean empty like there's a part of you missing. Can't say I particularly have. I just feel there's this part of me that's myself that's lacking something. An urge to get or do something I just can't satisfy. Have you tried taking up a hobby? It might not solve your problems, but it might keep you busy enough to avoid thinking about it. Any suggestions? Well, collecting stuff, reading, bungee jumping, combat sports, exercising. Sounds a lot cheaper than the alternative. Which is... And cue the music for instant regret. Bitches and alcohol. Instant regret. I tried sex tourism once. It was like a bloody Russian roulette of STDs, so I left midway through. I once burned my Christmas bonus hiring 3 women for an orgy. Porn is more amusing and way cheaper. I've also hired a girl to act like my daughter for a date for 3 years in a row now. Nothing seems to do it. Wait, I'm sorry, what was that last one? And Jill blinks rapidly and mentally shakes her head as furiously as possible. Like, wait, what was that last one though? Have you tried rescuing a puppy? You can't fuck puppies. At least you shouldn't. I'm drawing a blank then. I can't think of anything that might help. I wasn't expecting you to help me. Or believe me. Huh? I could have been lying through my teeth this entire time. People lie, lady. And we mentally facepalm. Anyway, I'm leaving now. This smell is killing me. Please come again. Don't count on it. Good. Please don't come back. Good job, Jill. Boss, I'm gonna take my break. All right. Cyberpunk Bartender Action, Valhalla, 2069 Sukuban Games. So, we're gonna call it here for now. That was a good first half. Thank you all for watching. We'll be back soon of part 2 of day 1. I hope you all enjoyed your stay at the Valhalla Bar. So, I'll see you soon, and goodbye.